Valtteri Bottas is starting the 2026 Formula One season with Cadillac under tough circumstances. He's already carrying a grid penalty. Before Cadillac has even properly established itself on the grid, Bottas has been hit with a setback that will push him down the order for the opening race. Let's unpack exactly why this penalty happened and what it means for both Bottas and Cadillac's debut year in Formula One. Valtteri Bottas's last race for Stake F1 in Formula One took a dramatic turn at the 2024 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. In the heat of competition at Yas Marina, Bottas was involved in a significant collision with Kevin Magnussen. The incident saw both cars tangled up, and the Finn was forced to retire from the race midway. For fans and pundits alike, it marked a controversial chapter in Bottas's F1 story, just as he was about to exit the grid. Temporarily, as many suspected. The FIA stewards moved quickly after the crash. Their investigation concluded that Bottas had misjudged his braking and caused contact with Magnussen. As a result, he was handed a 5-place grid penalty, a standard punishment for causing a collision, but an unusual situation given it was Bottas's final event with Stake before leaving the regular driver lineup. Normally, such penalties are applied at the next race, but with no F1 seat secured for 2025, the penalty had nowhere immediate to land. F1 regulations are clear. Unresolved penalties, such as grid drops, carry forward to a driver's next competitive event. For Bottas, this meant the 5-place grid penalty would simply wait until he was back on the grid. With no regular drive for 2025 and only a reserve role for Mercedes confirmed at the time, there was speculation about whether he'd ever need to serve it, or if it might just be rendered moot by the passage of time. Adding to the confusion, Formula One revised its sporting code for 2025, introducing a rule that grid penalties must now be served within 12 months. For Bottas, whose Abu Dhabi penalty was set in December 2024, this sparked hope that the ticking clock would eventually cause the penalty to expire, unless he was called up as a stand-in for another driver before the end of 2025. Around this time, rumors and eventual confirmations painted Bottas as the spearhead for Cadillac's highly anticipated F1 debut in 2026. Cadillac, keen to establish credibility right away, wanted an experienced racer to lead the team. The storyline was compelling. Bottas, with wins, podiums, and a wealth of experience, would help the American giant stake its claim in motorsport's pinnacle. But lurking in the background was the unresolved matter of his Abu Dhabi grid penalty. As speculation intensified, the FIA stepped in to clarify the situation. In an official statement, they noted there was no way under existing regulations to retroactively void grid penalties issued under the previous sporting code. The new 12-month rule was not retroactive. It was designed to prevent similar anomalies in the future, but did not apply to Bottas's case. As such, his 5-place grid penalty from Abu Dhabi 2024 would still need to be served at his next race start, expected to be the 2026 season opener in Australia with Cadillac. The reasoning is rooted in ensuring fairness and consistency. The regulations at the time of Bottas's penalty included no expiration provision. To apply the new 12-month limit retroactively would create loopholes and possibly set problematic precedents. The FIA's position was that sporting justice must be administered according to the rules in effect at the moment an incident occurs. Practically speaking, Bottas's first race for Cadillac will be compromised before the lights go out. No matter how well he qualifies in Australia, his grid position will be demoted 5 places, making it harder for the new team to score points or make a statement. For a brand new entry keen to impress, this kind of setback underscores how even past incidents can weigh heavily in F1's regulation-driven world. For Bottas himself, the situation is both frustrating and oddly fitting. His career has seen highs and lows, from race victories at Mercedes to persistent midfield battles at Alfa Romeo, Stake. Now, as the leader of Cadillac's F1 venture, He faces the challenge of inspiring a team while climbing out from under a penalty that's nearly a year and a half old. Yet this experience is also what makes him the right driver to guide Cadillac through F1's relentless and sometimes unforgiving process. Starting the season with Bottas carrying a grid penalty adds a complex tactical layer for Cadillac. The new team will have to carefully balance qualifying performance with race strategy, knowing that a strong qualifying position might still be undermined by the 5-place drop. They will also need to optimize pit stops, tire management, and overtaking tactics to recover lost ground on race day. This penalty may force Cadillac to adopt more aggressive race strategies early on, adding pressure to a team already grappling with typical rookie challenges. Bottas's role in Cadillac goes beyond just driving fast. He's expected to be a mentor and anchor in a fresh team environment. Having dealt with penalties, setbacks, and high-pressure situations throughout his career, he embodies the steady experience Cadillac needs. Guiding engineers through development feedback and helping younger teammates adapt will be crucial, especially as the team deals with the extra burden of starting races from a disadvantaged position. Reactions in the F1 community have been mixed. Some fans sympathize with Bottas, noting how unlucky it is to carry a penalty into a new team's debut season. Others see it as a reminder of how strict and unforgiving F1's rulebook can be, regardless of a driver's history or situation. Critics argue the FIA's decision to not apply the 12-month retroactive rule strictly emphasizes the importance of accountability, while some hope this episode sparks wider conversations on how penalties carry across seasons and team changes. Despite this rocky start, Cadillac's entry into Formula One has the potential to reshape the sport's landscape, especially with major backing and experienced drivers like Bottas involved. Early setbacks like this grid penalty may slow their momentum, but could also galvanize the team to prove doubters wrong. For Valtteri Bottas and Cadillac, 2026 won't just be about speed. It will be a test of resilience, strategy, and adaptation to Formula One's fierce competitive environment. The case of Bottas's Abu Dhabi penalty serves as a high-profile reminder of how F1's rules shape stories long after the checkered flag falls. It also signals to future drivers and teams, every action, even late in a career or season, can have lasting consequences. For Cadillac and Bottas, their 2026 campaign will now begin with eyes not just on their performance, but also on how they handle adversity from the very start. Will they turn this regulatory hiccup into an early rallying point, or will the penalty cast a shadow on their much-anticipated debut? Only the race will tell, but the lessons are already clear.